What if I told you that behind the glittering lights of Paris, the flashing cameras of Cannes, and the millions of streaming views of one short film, there is a secret strategy quietly orchestrated by one of the most powerful men in luxury, and one of the most influential women in global music? Imagine this. Lisa from BLACKPINK, adored across continents, admired by millions, suddenly drops a short film called Dream, and at the very same moment, whispers begin to circulate that Frédéric Arnault, the young visionary steering Louis Vuitton's watch division and shaping the next era of luxury, has finally revealed what he's really planning. It's not just about fashion, not just about music, but something that feels much bigger, something that feels almost historic. The question is, what is the strategy that everyone is now racing to decode? The opening of Dream seems simple. A film about art, movement, and imagination. But to the trained eye, every frame looked like a puzzle piece, every scene like a message carefully planted. Fans saw Lisa's graceful presence, but industry insiders saw brand integration, subtle luxury placements, and a timing so precise that it could only mean one thing. This wasn't just a film, it was a move. And that's where Frédéric Arnault enters the picture. For months, people wondered, why would one of the most powerful heirs in the luxury empire spend so much time near K-pop? Why did he choose Lisa, of all the global stars, to be the center of Louis Vuitton's creative campaigns? Today, he finally gave hints, not in a grand announcement, but in a quiet interview where his words felt more like clues than statements. He spoke about vision alignment, about how the future of luxury is no longer about the old formulas of exclusivity but about cultural resonance. He said that a brand, no matter how historic, has to live inside the dreams of its audience. And that's where Lisa comes in. She isn't just a celebrity endorser, she's a cultural phenomenon. Her fans don't just watch her, they embody her. They copy her style, they internalize her choices, they attach emotions to every piece of content she releases. That's not just influence, that's leverage. And in marketing psychology, leverage is what converts attention into value. This was not a casual collaboration. It was strategy disguised as art. But here's the twist. Lisa's short film wasn't released at just any time. Came out during a critical phase when luxury markets were searching for new ways to expand beyond traditional buyers. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the future spenders, don't respond to static advertising. They want storytelling, authenticity, emotional immersion. Frédéric Arnault revealed, almost with a knowing smile, that Dream was designed as both a gift and a test. A gift to fans who wanted to see Lisa in a cinematic world, and a test of how far a luxury brand can push cultural integration without ever shouting its name. The logo may be subtle, but the association is loud. And if you think that was a coincidence, think again. In business, coincidences are strategies hiding in plain sight. The suspense grows when you realize what else he hinted at. He compared Lisa's role in Dream to the way entrepreneurs seed new ideas into markets. He explained that you don't tell people directly what to buy, you make them feel it. You don't push them toward a product, you pull them into a world where the product feels like a natural extension of themselves. That is why Louis Vuitton didn't just put a bag in Lisa's hand and call it a day. They put Lisa in a story, in a dream, in a place where the audience forgot they were even being marketed to. And yet, deep down, every viewer associated that beauty, that vision with the brand. This is the psychology of premium positioning, when your mind connects desire with a label without ever feeling manipulated. At this point, you might be wondering, so what exactly did Frédéric Arnault finally reveal? His words weren't direct, but layered. He said, luxury is not only about heritage, it's about who defines the future. And in that single sentence, fans felt a shiver. Because if Lisa Manaban defines the future of culture and Arnault defines the future of luxury, then their intersection is not an accident, it is destiny. The emotional power of this pairing is that it feels bigger than business. Feels like a story unfolding in real time, with millions of fans unknowingly playing a part in it. Now here's where it gets more thrilling. Halfway through the interview, he paused, then mentioned how Dream was only the beginning. He spoke about layers still unseen, about movements in the background, about collaborations that are designed not to sell a season but to build a legacy. And that's where the cliffhanger strikes. What if dream is actually the prototype for a larger cultural project? What if Lisa Manaban isn't just an ambassador but a co-architect of luxury storytelling for the next decade? Could this be the moment when K-pop and European luxury stop being partners and start being one unified force? That's the kind of possibility that makes you lean in, unable to click away. To understand the brilliance, you have to think like an investor. When investors look at markets, they don't just chase current profits, they anticipate future dominance. Arnault's strategy with Lisa mirrors this logic. He isn't spending on short-term campaigns. He's investing in cultural capital that will appreciate over time. Lisa's influence, her reach, her credibility, these are like stocks that only grow stronger the more she expands her artistry. And when a brand ties itself to that trajectory early, it secures a seat in the rocket ship before it takes off. It's not hype, it's foresight. Of course, fans responded with a mix of awe and confusion. Some asked, is this about love, business, or both? The answer might be less romantic but more powerful. This is about alignment. And yet, the line between personal and professional is where curiosity thrives. Frédéric Arnault knows that audiences are drawn not just to luxury goods, but to stories that feel human. By standing close to Lisa, by weaving narratives that feel like personal revelations, he ensures that every headline, every whisper, every speculation feeds the brand machine. That's the hidden genius, turning gossip into marketing fuel, turning emotion into equity. But let's zoom out for a second. What does this mean for entertainment as a whole? Lisa's dream is proof that music idols are no longer just performers, they are ecosystems. Every short film, every project becomes a business case study, every collaboration a masterclass in cross-industry synergy. And Frédéric Arnault's involvement is proof that luxury has shifted from castles and catwalks to TikToks and fandoms. We are living in a time where cultural waves are more powerful than advertising budgets. And those who understand this, like Arnault, are rewriting the rules of global branding. As the interview wrapped, he left one final line that felt almost prophetic. A dream is only powerful if it keeps people awake after watching. And maybe that's the strategy he wanted to reveal all along, that the purpose of dream wasn't to make us sleep, but to make us restless, to make us curious, to make us stay engaged with Lisa, with the story, with the brand. That's why even now, hours, days, weeks later, we're still talking about it. Because the real dream isn't the film itself, it's the world it's building around us. And here's where the mystery deepens even further. If dream was designed to linger in our minds, then what comes after must be even more calculated. Insiders are already speculating that Lisa's cinematic debut wasn't just an isolated passion project, but the opening chapter of a larger narrative arc that blends fashion, music, film, and luxury into a single storyline. Think about it. Luxury houses like Louis Vuitton don't invest in short-term impressions, they build legacies. And when Frédéric Arnault carefully drops a statement that sounds like prophecy, it's rarely random. He knows fans, critics, and rivals will dissect every word, fueling the buzz without him spending a single cent on traditional advertising. That's the genius. He doesn't chase attention, he engineers it. And with Lisa BLACKPINK as the face of this cultural wave, the story transforms into something much bigger than just a short film. It becomes a movement. The only question left is, are we witnessing history in the making, or is this just the calm before an even greater storm? So what happens next? That's the question that keeps fans refreshing their feeds, that keeps investors whispering in meetings, that keeps luxury competitors awake at night. The intersection of Lisa Manaban and Frédéric Arnault is not closing, it's widening. And the strategy is not about one reveal, but about creating a chain of reveals that will pull us deeper each time. If you're watching this now, you're already part of it. You've stepped into the dream. The only question is, how far are you willing to go? And that's why you should stay with us. 'Cause the next chapter is already being written, and you don't want to hear about it secondhand. Subscribe, share, rewatch, and let's walk through this dream together, because the story of Lisa and Frédéric Arnault is not just entertainment, it's the blueprint of how culture and luxury fuse into history. And trust me, you'll want a front row seat.